Good afternoon, traders and investors. Will back here with another one. Hope you guys are doing well on a Thursday afternoon. So today, guys, in the market, SPY and QQQ relatively flat. QQQ actually having a red day for a change, but that is okay because we did still have continued rotation into our lagging sectors, which are financials and healthcare. So are the bulls looking a little bit tired? And will that play into our early January potential profit taking by retail and institutions, which could give us some daily consolidation? We will take a look into that today as we hover over our major indexes and go over our major tech names as well. No portfolio update, guys. I will save that for tomorrow. And tomorrow we will also be doing an update on your monthly candle closes. Little hint, everything is looking very, very bullish. So the one potential little negative catalyst that we have coming up would be some early January profit taking by retail and institutions, which could send us into a little bit of daily and potentially even weekly consolidation here, guys. That is what I would put my money on here in terms of consolidation. But other than that, the macro is great. We don't get Jerome Powell speaking for another 4 or 5 weeks as well. And a CPI report is still about 2 weeks away. So not that much in terms of macro that could derail this market in a larger fashion. So without further ado, guys, let's get right into today's video. So SPY up 0.04%, QQQ down 0.05%. In terms of the heat map, guys, it was a fairly mixed day as a whole. No real outliers except for Tesla. And energy had a pretty negative day here, guys, but that's always good for prices at the pump for our consumers and for lowering inflation numbers. So oil really coming down a lot over the course of this year. That is what you love to see. Tesla, really bad day here today after breaking our 258 resistance yesterday, just could not hold it up, and now coming back down into the mid 250 zone. So we'll see how I'm going to play that. Definitely interested in playing Tesla off of this little dip tomorrow with some options for the next week or two. So let's take a look into this, guys. Everything fairly balanced as a whole. You can see no outliers to the top, no outliers to the bottom, except for Tesla, as mentioned before. Decent rotation, healthcare, and financials. In terms of their one-day relative performance, you can see that right here. Everything pretty much mixed, except for basic materials and energy really taking a hit to the downside. On the 1 week relative, really going to cap off a beautiful week in the markets here. Santa Claus rally should persist, if history does dictate, should persist even into the 2 first trading sessions of January. So that would be next Monday and Tuesday. We will see how that goes, of course, but as of now, everything looking very good on a 1 week relative here. Healthcare and financials, love to see those two at the top here, guys, after having lagging behind a majority of the year. So let's get right into the technicals here, guys. SPY bulls continue their grind higher, right? We're still just looking for a daily higher low, anything above 468.15, just looking for a daily higher low on any pullback for potential continuation here. If for every which reason early January we get that sell-off and it turns into a daily downtrend here for potentially a week or two, that's okay. That would just be weekly consolidation, guys, and the bulls with tons of area to give back. Anything above 454 area, pretty much just going to be a weekly higher low for further price continuation on these charts. Everything's looking very healthy, guys. If you want to see the short term, right, keep an eye on this 4-hour chart. This 12 EMA is going to be absolutely crucial. If the bears can really capitalize on this, gain some momentum to the downside and really crush these EMAs, that will be the start of your daily consolidation. Then you look to this level for the potential flush. If you get that flush, well, we are in weekly consolidation. You can expect maybe a week or two of consolidation before further move north. SPY still not at all-time highs, guys, right? Still always about 0.5% off the all-time highs, right? So just can't really get up there. You can see the last couple of days trading really etching closer ever so slightly, but still, guys, about 0.5% off. SPY not able to get it done, but QQQ and Dow Jones obviously have done it in the past. QQQ currently still above the all-time high. New record on QQQ, pushed up early in the morning, but then gave it back over the course of the day. That's okay, guys. Any dip right now, anything above 403, just going to be looking for a daily higher low for further price continuation here. If for whatever which reason we lose the series of higher highs and higher lows, set the daily downtrend, that's fine. Weekly bulls have full control of this weekly uptrend here. Would just be for a weekly lower high. Anything above pretty much 384 going to be that weekly lower high. And not so much above your all-time highs currently, guys, to where I'm confident in the bulls' ability to really maintain the all-time high, just ever so slightly above it. If we do get a meaningful pullback here, guys, I do expect the levels of 395 down to about 390. This little green box here is going to be the larger area where the bulls are going to be able to play some defense from. So we'll see if we ever do get a sell-off here, guys. I would be targeting the mid 390 range as your low, right? 395 all the way to 400 could be a decent level for pullback in terms of some bearishness here. So just keep an eye on that. 4-hour time frame should be your guide as usual here to gauge when that larger daily consolidation is done. If they do lose this has been our guide this entire rally, right? And when they do lose this is when you usually get some larger form consolidation. It could be sideways or it could be slightly down, but just keep an eye, guys, on your 4-hour 12 EMA. Now, in terms of financials here, financials, very, very good performance here, making up for QQQ's slack here today, definitely. So financials still looking very, very, very healthy, guys, right? Decent little daily uptrend is currently still underway here. So any pullback just going to be for a daily higher low. Anything above 3690 classic level is going to be for a higher low for further price increases down the line here. Financials looking very good into 2024 in a decreasing rate environment. And as usual, guys, if ever we lose the series of higher highs and higher lows and set a daily downtrend, well, this massive area of previous resistance should be able to hold up as support. We're talking about the 37 down to $36 range. So just keep an eye on that. Once again, guys, 4-hour 12 EMA should be your guide. This was Wednesday's anomaly last week, pretty much, that you guys saw. But we've held this thing ever since the rally started. So it stands to argue if we start losing it in a meaningful fashion here, that will be an area of a daily consolidation like it has been in the past. So just keep an eye on that, guys. Weekly bulls, however, looking very healthy. XLV Healthcare still struggling with the upper bound of this resistance area, but looking very good here, guys. Have created a ton of space off the lows here. So they had the daily downtrend were the bears, but now the bulls completely engulfing and setting up beautifully for any pullback to be a higher low for further price appreciation as well. This daily uptrend is looking very, very good in terms of its future potential, right? Target this 12 EMA for a little bit of a pullback area. That's going to be previous resistance here, going to be previous current support right now. And your 12 EMA, this whole 134.50 area should be the first target here, guys. But if for whatever which reason, like the rest of our indexes, we lose the series of daily higher highs and higher lows and set a daily downtrend, well, XLV Healthcare, tons of space to pull back, set a weekly higher low, and move higher into 2024, guys. This upper bound has been plaguing us for the better part of the year at this point. So will be interesting to see if the bulls can really rally above it and pretty much come down, breakout, retest of this zone, and then move higher. If we do get a breakout and then a retest, I will be writing some juicy put options in this area and looking for that move north higher into 2024. Now, IWM Russell pulling back ever so slightly on the day here, down 0.38%, but that's okay, right? Little bit of an inside day with yesterday's trading as well. So just keep an eye on this healthy daily uptrend, right? So any move down at this point, just looking for a daily higher low, anything above 196.30 at this point, higher low for further price appreciation. If for ever which reason we lose the series of daily higher highs and higher lows, set a daily downtrend, well, no surprise, guys. Zoom out to the weekly, and the weekly, this whole red box will now be a beautiful area of support. This is 201 all the way down to about 195. Should be in a very, very nice landing zone for the breakout of this zone, retest of the zone for potential move higher into 2024 as well. So we'll keep an eye on that early January profit taking. Just watch, once again, 4-hour time frame, 12 EMA. You can see we've rarely lost it this entire time that we've been moving up in the month of November. So just keep an eye on that if you're looking for the larger form pullbacks for that bearish confirmation. Now, lastly, the Dow Jones here. Dow Jones looking extremely healthy here, guys. Despite being slightly overbought on the RSI levels here, I really like how the Dow Jones is looking. It's pulled significantly off your all-time high resistance area. That's these two yellow lines right here. So this is the all-time high, previous all-time high resistance area. It's now healthily above this. So I do believe that any extended pullback in the Dow Jones will be stopped by your bulls in this level, but looking very good as of now. Right, daily uptrend just simply continues since all the way back here. Beautiful daily uptrend. Now looking for a higher low. Any pullback now for a higher low, anything above 37,000 is just going to be for a daily higher low for further price appreciation, in my opinion. And as usual, guys, if we lose the series of higher highs, higher lows, set the daily downtrend. Keep an eye, guys. This is going to be the area for a beautiful weekly retest here. Weekly higher low for potential move higher, right? So this is going to be 36,900 all the way down to 36,400-ish is going to be the landing area for bulls, where I do think that they manifest a decent amount of support. So that's pretty much everything for your indexes. Let's move into a bit of crypto. Hasn't been too active, but we're just going to do a little quick check on it nonetheless. So Bitcoin still tightening up here, tightening up of this range, looking very good on the weekly. So this is still a weekly bull flag. This is a very, very beautiful pattern here. If the rest of crypto continues to keep up, we do continue to get bullish sentiment. I do believe that the bias for this is a break higher, right? Beautiful weekly uptrend underway, weekly bull flag. The bears are not getting any momentum here. Yes, we're trading slightly below our 12 EMA here, but the bears have never really been able to challenge and crush these previous lows. So 41,000 all the way down to about 40,500 is going to be the line in the sand level. If we lose that for any which reason and they set the daily downtrend in the process, well, you will have lost your series of weekly higher highs and higher lows. Could set up for a bit of a weekly downtrend. That would just be very healthy monthly consolidation here, guys, before a next monthly move higher. But if for every which reason we break this range to the upside, your upside targets are currently 47 all the way to about 51. That will be really the area that I do think the monthly bulls are able to push in before we get some major resistance here for a potential pullback here into maybe end of Jan, early February, even maybe March here, and setting up for the halving event in April, which is going to be your next big catalyst for Bitcoin. But as of now, Bitcoin bulls still playing some good defense here. As long as the bears cannot manifest momentum and take out these lower levels, the bulls are still well set up in this weekly bull flag. Now, moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum tried, right? Ethereum actually tried to get a breakout of its weekly range, right? So Bitcoin kind of trapped, but you can see Ethereum actually gained a little bit on it as of yesterday, tried to break the range, but now is kind of testing back below again. But that's okay, right? Ethereum was a bit of a clearer pattern, right? So we had a daily downtrend going here. The bulls reversed into a daily uptrend. So now we have a beautiful daily uptrend here. Keep an eye, daily higher low. Anything above 2183 is just going to be looking for a higher low for potential price continuation here. So this is going to be the area that we're playing off of currently, 2330. Right, previous resistance should be acting as previous support, and we do have the 12 EMA right down here as well at about 2291. So bulls looking good here, even on the weekly, guys, looking for that weekly uptrend continuation. We'll see how we close the week. Crypto week closes on Sunday, so still a few days to really make this weekly breakout pattern happen. We'll see how the bulls deal with that over the next 3 days, if they can close a hard candle into here. But Ethereum looking very good, similar to Bitcoin as well, though. If for ever which reason we're not able to break above here and we do continue consolidation potentially, well, that's okay, guys. Would just be for a monthly higher low, and this whole area between these two lines is my sweet spot on Ethereum, 2100 all the way down to about 1950 for a potential average into Ethereum from here. Would just be for a very healthy monthly higher low for further breakout. I'm expecting very high levels for Ethereum through end of 2025. I do personally believe that Ethereum can go all the way to about 8 to 10,000 if Bitcoin really starts eclipsing its all-time highs. And the ETH to Bitcoin chart is looking fairly decent as well here, guys. We're starting to try and break out of this zone, right? Descending wedge, this is ETH to BTC. So it measures how strong is Ethereum in relation to Bitcoin. As you can see, guys, Ethereum trying to gain a little bit of momentum. If we start cracking above this descending wedge to the upside here and really set a nice weekly uptrend, Ethereum will be well on its way to start to move faster than Bitcoin. And usually when it does that for extended periods of time. It says, okay, Bitcoin, thanks for the head start, but now it's time for me to shine. So that is what I'm waiting for on Ethereum. But as of now, Ethereum still roughly moving in line with Bitcoin. We haven't gotten that breakout of this area. So keep a big eye on this chart if you want to see when Ethereum is really going to go rally here. It needs to be breaking above this current higher upper bound of this descending wedge here, about 0.05849 for the exact number here, right, guys? So you can see it's broken out a bunch of times in the past here, 2017, 2021 as well. So as soon as it does, it usually goes on these monster moves here. And even though Bitcoin's going up, Ethereum just goes up faster. So just keep an eye on this chart. Number one chart for me for measuring the strength of Ethereum. Now let's move on to big tech here. So Apple recovering ever so slightly here today. Nice to see a little bit of a recovery day by Apple, 0.22% to the upside. So really kind of stopping this daily downtrend here with a little bit of an up move, but daily downtrend means we're just looking for a lower high, anything below 197.61, just looking for a lower high for potential daily downtrend continuation, right? Until the bulls prove it differently. So We need to measure the size of the bounce, guys. Get us as close as soon as the daily downtrends happen, guys. We haven't had them on the indexes and on big tech for a while. So if you guys are either new to the channel or you don't remember how the pattern reverses, it's always the same thing, right? Measure the size of the move back up in relation to 197.61. If we move up very, very close to it before pullback, the bulls are set up nicely to rechange the daily uptrend in their favor. If, however, we stop out here tomorrow and start moving down towards our lows, we can figure that most likely daily downtrend continuation would be the most probable scenario. So just keep an eye on that here, guys. Bulls trying to fight back. We're going to measure the size of the bounce. That's going to be crucial. 4-hour time frame. This is why your 4-hour 12 EMA is crucial. You can see as soon as the bears took this over in a meaningful fashion with a 4-hour downtrend, they have not let go, and the bearish momentum has been down there. So that's why if a lot more of these charts, if the indexes and the rest of big tech start losing their 4 hours, that's when you may be in it for a bit of daily downtrend consolidation. That is my theory for potential early January profit taking. But as you can see, guys, this is pretty much the extent of what I'm expecting, right? This little tiny move down on Apple, which has been lasting for about 2 weeks, is only about a 3-4% move to the downside here. So nothing major in my opinion. Bulls looking decent for a little bit of recovery here. And on the weekly, guys, weekly chart paints it best, right? Apple is in a beautiful weekly uptrend. Just looking for a bit of a weekly higher low. Anything above 187.67 is that weekly higher low. This is the line in the sand. Wouldn't want to lose this here, guys, because then it's going to take Apple bulls, you know, a considerable more amount of time to re-challenge these all-time highs. If you lose your weekly uptrend, well, then the bulls have to fight to reset the weekly uptrend before moving higher, and that's what really adds to the timeline in terms of coming back over this. But if they hold the lows here, then they always have a chance of the V-shaped recovery to new all-time highs. So that is pretty much it for Apple. Moving on to AMD. AMD once again, guys, hitting a 52-week high into the end of the year. AMD is looking absolutely gorgeous here, guys. Nothing bad about this chart at all, right? Daily uptrend is absolutely gorgeous. Any pullback from these levels, any pullback above 135 is going to be for a daily higher low for further trend continuation. Target this area if we do start pulling back here, guys. Previous resistance should be current support right in this around 139, 140 zone. You also have your 12 EMA right there, so not going to be easy for the bears to break down below that. If for ever which reason early January we get some profit taking and semiconductors come down and we get a daily downtrend on AMD, that's no problem at all. Weekly uptrend is very, very healthy. Any pullback going to be for a weekly higher low, anything above 115, 116. Weekly higher low for further price continuation. As close as we can get to the lower 130s, I'm going to be interested in adding more shares of AMD. But you can see, guys, we're running out of resistance areas. At this point, guys, it's pretty much 155. And then your all-time highs, 165. AMD with a tremendous recovery after having struggled this entire range, after me pretty much being annoying of how much I said that AMD was in a good buying opportunity for the better part of the last 5-6 months. Well, now you finally got your breakout. So I hope you guys were able to add some shares that entire time. It was very, very juicy. Amazon, look how tight Amazon is, right? Amazon just basically doing a whole lot of nothing for the past 6-7 trading days at this point, right? But that's okay. This is pretty much a very, very classical daily bull flag, a really tight break of the range. So early January, definitely going to have some volatility come into Amazon. I would not be surprised here, guys. And the bias is to the bulls, because even if for ever which reason we lose this to the downside here, well, there's a massive area of support down here, 149 all the way down to about 143. This whole area here is going to be absolutely massive support here for the bulls here, right? It is your previous 52-week high resistance area. It's going to be previous support as well. So I do believe the bulls put up a heck of a fight if ever we dip back down into this area. Very, very healthy weekly uptrend as well. Any pullback is going to be for a weekly higher low, anything above 143, weekly higher low for further price continuation here, guys. So if we do start pulling back out of this tidy range, this is supposed to break bullish, but if ever the markets start profit taking early January, Amazon probably will not be immune to that, right? So I do currently have a bullish lean. As long as the markets continue their upward march, we should get a bullish break in this. But if they have a broad market pullback, guys, we'll expect the weekly higher low to be set on Amazon, and that would be a nice little buying opportunity here for any bulls for further price increases. So Amazon looking very good, playing defense around the 12 EMA right here, everything good, even on the daily here, guys, right? Just daily, super tight range here. So target this area to the downside. And obviously, if we get our break to the upside here, guys, I've talked about on the channel before, this weekly leg, in my opinion, is going to be taking us all the way up to our next resistance, 165, 170. So looking fairly good on Amazon, just not much price action in the last couple of days. Now let's move down to Google. Google looking good as well, even though we're pulling back here today, guys. Another 0.11%. Google running into its support area fairly quickly here. So nice little daily uptrend here set by Google. Apologies for all the drawings. These are my current swing trade positions here. This is the maximum sweet spot zone for Google. And this is just our most recent support area. It used to be resistance in the past. You can see that best on the weekly. Look at this beautiful resistance area that was now crushed by the bulls in this weekly trend change breakout here. And now we're looking for the bulls to use this whole area of support, which is why we're coming down ever so softly into this area here, guys. So beautiful daily uptrend. Any move lower is just going to be for a higher low, anything above 131. Higher low for further price appreciation into January, February as well. So nice performance by Google here. We will see how they end the week up, but Google looking very, very good despite its little pullback here, guys. This pullback is definitely a decent little buying opportunity, little nibble opportunity for all of you people swing trading this. If we do come down below here into the 140 all the way down to pretty much 138 range here, would be a decent opportunity here because I don't think the bulls are going to give away this area very easily. So I may just be adding some options if the premiums are good into that level, expecting a daily trend continuation, expecting your weekly trend continuation as well, and the monthly, obviously monthly breakout currently. So everything looking very good on Google currently. Nothing bad to say. Now moving on to Meta. Meta looking good as well here, guys. Meta just grinding higher. Look at this chart here, guys. Meta, very, very, very beautiful chart here, guys, right? So daily uptrend is more than confirmed at this point, right? Any pullback, as soon as this move tops out, getting a little overbought on the RSI, but nothing too major here, guys. Keep an eye once again. 12 EMA on the 4 hour should be your guide. You saw when we lost it in a meaningful fashion, late November, early December. That is when you got your meaningful pullback on Meta here. So just keep an eye when the bulls lose this 12 EMA, you may be due for your extended daily consolidation here. But Meta with tons of space here, guys. Anything above 329 is going to be for a daily higher low for further price continuation here. Target this area as well, right? This area of previous resistance should turn to be pretty good support right now. You also have your moving averages there. So that's the confluence zone. It's going to be a bit tough for the bears to break to the downside. On the weekly, Meta is looking very, very beautiful. Another beautiful week by Meta. Weekly uptrend just continues to be confirmed. And as usual, guys, if you lose the daily uptrend and set a series of lower highs and lower lows, that's fine. Meta with tons of space on the weekly for consolidation. Anything above 314, just going to be for a weekly higher low for a move higher. And you can see Meta also running out of areas of resistance here, guys. We cracked the 352, 353. Next area of resistance, all-time highs for Meta. Moving on to Microsoft now. Microsoft looking the same pretty much, right? As in the last pretty much month of trading, right? So Microsoft and Amazon kind of got me a bit chuckling here with how muted their price action has been. But this chart has a very, very big bullish lean, guys, in my opinion, right? Why? Because of the weekly chart. You see it best on the weekly. This is just a weekly bull flag pretty much, right? So if we do break the little range on the daily chart here, if we break 377.66 to the upside here, I do expect the volatility to come into Microsoft a bit in a big way. If we get this consolidation break to the upside here, should be very good for your bulls. That would mean your weekly higher lows are set at 365, right? So weekly move higher low for further continuation. That's what I'm expecting from Microsoft. The monthly shows it best as well. We are in full monthly breakout mode at this point too. So monthly bulls are in control. The weekly bulls are still in control as well. So that's why I have such a bullish lean on the daily here, right? But for every which reason, we lose this to the downside, guys. Well, Microsoft could be setting up a weekly downtrend, and that would be fine, guys. That would just be a little bit of monthly consolidation. If we do get a little bit of monthly pullback here, December and January ever so slightly, I do believe that would be a decent buying opportunity. The chart is still very bullish on the long term, and that would be very, very good for me, guys. I've been waiting for Microsoft to pull back in this area after crushing our all-time highs in November here. If we pull back 355 to 340, it's exactly where I'm going to be writing some options, guys. Previous all-time high resistance, previous all-time high resistance. Best area, in my opinion, to be acting as support. So even if we get an extended consolidation period, if this consolidation wasn't enough, if we get extended consolidation of the downside, guys, 355, 340, very, very good opportunity to pick up Microsoft for the long term. No red flags for the company at all. Just very healthy consolidation right now. Cool down all of your time frames currently after such a monster move. Even the weekly RSI is slightly cooled down now. So love to see that. Now moving on to NVIDIA. NVIDIA still marching higher here, struggling ever so slightly with their previous all-time high area, right? So that 500 range really for NVIDIA, guys. NVIDIA needs to break this in a significant fashion, right? We really need to get one big candle to really break all of this previous resistance. So a break of 500 will really mean that we're going to run. Why? You see it best on the monthly. It would be a confirmed monthly breakout on the break of 500. We would also be getting a weekly trend breakout as well here. Even though we are currently in a weekly uptrend, we just haven't been able to eclipse that $500 previous all-time high range for a better part of the last 4 months at this point, right, guys? So sideways consolidation right now for NVIDIA, right? Still trapped in our daily uptrend. Well, not trapped, but just the last couple of days of trading. You see how non-volatile they are for the past 10 days, right? So really just grinding higher right now. Line in the sand level in the short term, guys, 481.07. Lose 481.07, you set a daily downtrend, and then we take an eye on our weekly line in the sand, which will be the 450 level, guys. Cannot lose this 450. You lose the 450, you set the weekly downtrend, and then the monthly consolidation just continues on NVIDIA. Still healthy, but just you know, puts the bulls back that much further from the all-time highs and that much further from your monthly breakout pattern. But I like NVIDIA a lot in this consolidation range here, guys. If we get down closer to 450, all the way down to roughly 400, I know it's a wide range and we may not get all the way down there, but that would be a nice little pickup area for me personally to be making some swing trades on NVIDIA for next year's earnings. Next year's earnings are supposed to be absolutely amazing, so I do want to average into this company a little bit, even though they're close to the all-time highs right now. So keep an eye on your short-term lines for NVIDIA. Obviously, break of your all-time high, well, the daily uptrend simply continues. You get your confirmation of everything, confirmation of the weekly uptrend continuation, and confirmation of the monthly breakout pattern. So that would be best case scenario, but worst case scenario is still not that bad at all. So very, very decent price action by NVIDIA here. Just keep an eye on your lower time frames as well. 4-hour 12 EMA, the guide on a lot of these charts here, guys. Now moving on to Tesla. Tesla. Couldn't give us the breakout of 258 for more than 1 day, could you? But that's okay, guys. Tesla's still in a daily uptrend here, right? So beautiful breakout of this previous range, which Microsoft is currently doing right now as well. So daily uptrend is set at this point here, guys. Anything above 247, this guy right here, last Wednesday's trading, anything above 247 is just going to be for a daily higher low for further price continuation here. We blasted through this 258. I thought it would be holding up a bit more as support, but you can see on the 4-hour, bears made very quick work of that in the morning. Didn't even stop here pretty much. Even on the 1-hour, just a waterfall drop to the downside, breaking through this whole previous 258 zone of resistance as if it wasn't even there, guys. Pretty much paused for all of like 5 minutes for a coffee break, and then the bears resumed the sell-off here. So short-term bulls still in control here, guys. It gets a bit dicey if we do break this 247 level. Break the 247, you lose the daily uptrend, open the door for bears to set a daily downtrend. But on the weekly, all is not lost. Still a weekly uptrend here. Any pullback at this point, anything above 228 is going to be looking for a weekly higher low for further weekly move to the upside here. And keep an eye on this, guys. If we pull back into this range, it's not going to be easy for the bears to break as well. You have your weekly moving averages right here as support, and this entire range pretty much is going to be very, very difficult, very, very big chop zone for the bears to really crack through in one clean shot. So I'm not expecting that unless deliveries are absolutely terrible. Deliveries should be coming out Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, and I do believe that is what's going to send the stock in either direction. If they're really positive, of course, then the stock is going to start challenging our higher levels around the 268 level, something that we couldn't do as of today. Almost got up there, but not quite. So 268, 270 is going to be the next area if we have good deliveries. If we have bad deliveries, guys, I do think we're going to start to retest this consolidation zone. 245 all the way down to pretty much like 230 is going to be fair game for Tesla. So we will see how they deal with their earnings in about 3 weeks as well. But bulls still in short-term control. But look, right, 12 EMA currently lost, just like last Wednesday's trading. So we will see, are the bulls able to recover right away, or will the bears start rolling with this, set the daily downtrend in potential motion here, and recapture a bit of this level and send us back into this very brutal consolidation range? And now our two last ones, Palantir and PayPal. Palantir still doing a whole lot of nothing here, guys. So you guys know the drill, right? 1710 area is the area to protect. Why? It's the area that I've been touting all week pretty much. That is your last line in the sand on the fib. It's currently at the 618 area. If the bulls don't play defense here, the bears can take back too much of this most recent up move, and really the next probable scenario, if we take back that much, would just be a tightening range here, guys, until we get a further breakout. Look at this one back here. It's classic. Whenever the bears take back too much of the move, the expected move is always a tightening range and a two-step recovery by the bulls if the market is still bullish. So Palantir bulls are still playing some good defense down here. Need to see them push back up to this high here, guys. 1910 would be putting the bulls in the clear here. If we break 1910, that will be your weekly lows are pretty much set in this lower area right here. on for a third leg of weekly upswing right now, and continuing this monthly uptrend to the north here. But as of now, guys, no further price action on Palantir. We've pretty much been doing the same analysis all week. So that's what the bulls have to do. They cannot lose this area. And if you want to be healthy, have to break this area above, and your weekly time frame will be looking a lot more bullish for continuation. And lastly, PayPal. PayPal up ever so slightly here today, 0.64% to the upside. So this analysis as well, right? 2 days up, consolidation sideways, 2 days up, consolidation sideways, 2 days up, consolidation sideways, and now 2 days up, consolidation sideways. So still looking for a break of this upper bound here, $64. If we get a break of $64 on this bull flag, I think we are going to finally start testing the 65, 66 area, and that would be beautiful. We would get a weekly engulfing move here, guys, and that would mean our first weekly engulfing move by the bulls in the last 2 years of trading here, guys. So very much looking forward to a potential break here of 65, 66 area by the bulls. We'll see if they can get that done. Looking fairly good as of now here, guys. No real red flags for the bulls currently. Just doing the same pattern that they've been doing pretty much over the last 2 months here. So keep an eye. This 12 EMA is going to be crucial here. Line in the sand level for me, guys, still remains put currently at about 57.37. Do not want to see us tumble back down to that level. That would be a bit too much. And the reason I chose that is because they're the lower, not only is it your lower area of support on the daily time frame that it took a while for the bulls to get above, right? This whole 57, 58 range is a very, very nasty area of consolidation here. But also on the weekly, guys, we would be sacrificing our moving averages, which we've worked so hard to get above at this point. So need PayPal to hold above these areas and really push into this area. Give me some confidence that your longer term bulls are starting to reverse not only the weekly, but to potentially even putting in a bottom on the monthly here. And our next target for the bulls here are going to be $76 for a potential monthly engulfing move to reset a potential monthly uptrend down the line into 2024 lower rate environment. So PayPal looking fairly decent here, but still trapped in this 60.8 towards 64.26 range, right? That's pretty much everything I had for you guys today. Tomorrow, very, very big day here, guys, today. Monthly candle close on everything. So we'll be covering everything. Going to be looking fairly bullish. Going to take a big, big, big red day to derail a lot of these monthly candles, but everything looking very good. Keep an eye next week and the 2 first weeks of January, guys. The only negative catalyst that I potentially see coming is maybe some profit taking by retail and institutions to defer taxes. We have not had a lot of tax loss selling because there hasn't been a lot of losses this year, right? It's been a very green year for the market. So not a lot of tax loss selling has been reporting in the last 2 weeks. So we could have some delayed profit taking where people don't take profit end of December to declare that as taxes into April, but they may take profit in January to defer that tax obligation for another year. That could be a short-term catalyst that gives us a little bit more of maybe daily consolidation, but I do think that the end of January and February should be bullish as a whole here, guys. So that's pretty much everything I had for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, consider dropping a like on the channel. Really appreciate it. And also, if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you here. 525 subscribers, guys. We're now marching on to our next target of 1,000 and then taking over the financial content creator space. I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to do the best job for you guys as possible. Share a bit of my insights, share a bit of my trading strategy to hopefully allow you guys to include some of it into your own trading strategies. So in the new year, guys, I will be making a lot more content specific videos as well. So we're going to be doing some advanced option strategies, how I pick calls. You're going to see a lot more calls from me on the channel. Haven't done them this year because it wasn't the right market environment, in my opinion. Might have sacrificed some gains in the past 2 months not doing call options, but that's okay, guys. I like to stick to my strategy. It's a consistent strategy. It's one that works. And when I do bust out the call options, guys, it just gets even juicier. So we're going to have a very beautiful year in 2024 as well. Hope you guys are going to stick around and watch that too. So as always too, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below in the comments here, guys. Anything, macro, TA, options, stocks, whatever you want me to look at or answer you guys, I will be gladly answering you back within the next 24 hours. So keep an eye on that comment section. Take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, Friday, after the close. Peace.